Greetings and welcome to Hexed Encountered. I'm Joe. It is Midweek Magazine time, and this time around we are looking at Yaah magazine. This is issue number 10, so it's not a new one. As you can see right here, it says October 2017. This is from Flying Pig Games, and as you can see, the issue's game is Steamroller Tannenberg 1914. This was designed by Hermann Luttmann. So let's take a look at the magazine here and see what's inside. And then down the road, we're going to play this game. So the nice thing about this this magazine is they feature games that aren't necessarily always Flying Pig games. They look at other stuff too, which is always interesting. So you do have your editor's zone of control here by Matt Foster. Then we have a feature that's going to be here in our table of contents, of course. We've got a feature on Nemo's War. Games we love, Charlie Don't Surf. There's a whole list of games here that they're going to cover in this magazine. And then we've got some scenarios as well. And as I mentioned, you can see Sticks and Stones. That's from Tiny Battle, which of course is the sibling company of Flying Pig Games. So that has a full frontal, is the name of the scenario, by Mark H. Walker. Then you can see you've got also scenarios for Space Cadets, Away Missions, Combat Commander, and Command and Colors Ancients as well. This issue's game, Steamroller. And we have here Urban Operations, Hot Town, Combat in the City. Which is a block game. And you get a decent treatment of it here. Nemo's War, sailing the seas with Nemo. Of course, this is a pretty popular game, fairly well known, from Victory Point Games. You get a nice look at the board and layout there. Bloody Dawns, the Iran-Iraq War, 1980 to 1988, the Long War in short form. There you go. This was apparently from High Flying Dice. It's a point-to-point map, as you can see here. And as is the case with a lot of High Flying Dice games, you have cards as well. And this looks like Star Wars. So you've got Star Wars Rebellion here. In the purest sense, this is a board game that tells a story. So you can see there's a lot of articles in here that are just gaming centric, right? About board games and war games. And that's one of the things I enjoy most about Yaah magazine. Here we have The Fall of the Third Reich from Ted Racer. This is a GMT published game. Gets a little praise for its handling of the complex situation in the Balkans and the Mediterranean, which is a good point. There's a shot of the entire map. Got the Eastern Front all lined up and ready for action there. Kido Butai, solitaire fun and frustration in the Pacific. Game simulates pivotal events during the Battle of Midway from the Japanese perspective. Now we have an interview with Iro Jahola about Charlie Don't Surf, which of course is a reference to the movie Apocalypse Now. Okay, so here's our scenario for Sticks and Stones. Now, Sticks and Stones uses the what's now called the Platoon Commander system. Deep Space Heavy Cruiser, Space Cadets scenario. And we've got a Combat Commander scenario. The 12 Battles of Arthur. This is Command and Colors Ancients. And then we have Game Preface, Tannenberg 1914, a thumbnail analysis. That's a shot of the board, or the map, I guess I should say. It's not a board, it's paper, of course. Setting the stage, of course, this was in the first year of the First World War. You can see here, got a map of East Prussia, the Tannenberg campaign. Of course, the Russians were conducting an offensive into East Prussia. And the soon-to-be extremely famous Paul von Hindenburg was commanding the German 8th Army. There he is. Erich Ludendorff, Max Pwittwitsch. And on the Russian side, Alexander Samsonov and Pavel Kol-Rennenkampf. And notes. Now here we have, of course, the rules for the game. Designed by Hermann Luttmann, game development by Fred Manzo. What I like to call the dynamic duo. Those guys have teamed up on a lot of really, really good games. And here we have more rules, units and ratings, unit size, markers and cups, unit casualties card, the sequence of play. You have a reinforcement phase, an initiative deck setup phase, German railroad movement phase, bid initiative card phase, action round phase, remove activated markers, and then turn phase. And of course, descriptions of things like initiative and actions, movement, firepower, combat. Got cavalry movement, assault combat. Event results, how to win, and then at the back here we have game setup. German player sets up first, and it tells you where to put all your units. You've got reinforcements that come from the Western Front. Russian player sets up next. Units can only be set up in a hex located in Russia. And then you have some designer notes here at the very end. And then we have The Complete Wargamer, Connecting Wargamers, an article by Peter P. Perla. Oh, okay. That looks interesting. And this goes back far enough that this was before Platoon Commander Deluxe, The Battle of Kursk, was released. One of my favorite games. On the back here, you can see we've got the player aids, German and Russian. Now let's take a look at the game contents themselves. We have cards, Russian combat, and I'm assuming there's German cards in here as well, so that's the deck. I may not bust into this right now. Put it aside for the moment. Here we have the event card results table. Flip side has the player aids that we saw in the back of the magazine, so what I will probably do is probably use this as the player aid card, which would allow me to then keep this up here like that, so that I've got them both easily available. And of course, we have counters, which pop out really easily, I should say. So here we have some Germans, as you might expect by the color. And you can get a look at, and you see these are about to fall out. It gives you a good look at the counters here. And of course, the Russians. Game turn marker, false report activated. And they are double-sided, of course. And last, but certainly not least, the map. So here is our map. It's 11 by 17, and it's paper, as you might expect from a magazine game. You're not getting a mounted map board in a magazine game. But we've got our game turn chart over here. Here's the map, very straightforward, of the area where the battle was fought. We have a unit key here that we can take a quick look at up in this corner, so you can see what you've got. You've got the name, the size, MET, rifle rating, machine gun rating, artillery rating, and whether or not it does have, in this case, attached heavy artillery. Then you've got here on the game turn chart, you can see the dates. HL, that's Hindenburg, Ludendorff, team takes command, which goes for all of them, I guess. But you're rolling a die. So you see you need to roll a 1 for them to take command on August 15th to the 18th turn. Then it's 1, 2, 1, 4, 1, 6, 1, 8, and then 1, 10 for the final 3. I'm assuming we're probably using at least a 10-sided die. And then you can see some of the towns and the terrain and so on. A lot of lakes and water and so on, and some fortifications as well. So that, my friends, is a look at Yaah Magazine, issue number 10. This is available on the Flying Pig Games website. So if you're interested in checking it out, reading some of the things in here, perhaps using some of the included scenarios for the games that they were created for, that would be something you could do, as well as, of course, playing this game. I personally am a big fan of Hermann Luttmann's games, and there's one in here, so why not, right? So that will do it for now. I will do a playthrough, so we'll get a good look at the cards then. And you know what? Let's look at the cards right now. Okay, so here we are. So we've got Russian combat cards. We've got German combat cards. We get Russian initiative cards and German initiative cards. So the German initiative cards, these are numbered, as you can see. 2s, 3s, and 4s, with some pretty cool artwork on here. It's kind of nice. The soldiers, the Russians, let's take a look at them. 4, 3, and 2s. Really well done. Then we've got German combat cards. So you can see there's events, and then firepower, attacks, defense, assault. Well, Firepower, attack and defense, assault, attack and defense. You can see what these look like. And then, of course, the Russians will be similar. Some of these do not have events, as you can see. And of course, we do have the event table that we saw when we were doing it. So that is now, finally, a complete look at the components for the game. So I plan on playing this game in the near future. I'd like to do a whole, maybe themed month on the First World War. Because I have a bunch of games on the First World War that I haven't played, and that would be a good opportunity to play them. Of course, this would fit right in with that. So that may happen very, very soon. I'm not sure when, but either way, this will get played pretty soon. I do have a backlog of some magazine games I wanted to play. But, you know, time waits for no man, and I've fallen behind. So I apologize for that. But I will do my best to catch up. But this one will jump the line. Largely because it's a Hermann Luttmann game. I'm not going to lie. So that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching. If you have anything to say or any questions to ask, feel free to do so. Post them in the comment section. I will do my best to reply. But other than that, as I said, thank you for watching. If you would consider liking, sharing, and or subscribing, that is always a welcome thing. But otherwise, that will do it. Until next time, I'm Joe. This is the Hext Encounter channel. And as always, happy gaming.